The Vietnam War was unlike any conflict the United States had fought before. It was a war without clear front lines and without traditional battlefields. Fighting took place in dense jungles, remote villages, rivers, and mountains where the enemy was often unseen. Because of this environment, American forces relied heavily on weapons that emphasized firepower, mobility, and rapid response. From rifles carried by infantrymen to helicopters and bombers dominating the skies, U.S. weapons shaped every stage of the conflict. These weapons reveal how America attempted to fight a modern war in an unconventional battlefield. M16 Rifle. The M16 rifle became the most recognizable weapon of the Vietnam War. Lightweight and firing a high-velocity 5.56mm round, it allowed soldiers to carry more ammunition while maintaining a high rate of fire. Early versions suffered from serious reliability problems caused by poor ammunition and lack of maintenance training. These failures damaged confidence in the weapon and cost lives. After improvements were introduced, the M16 proved accurate, controllable, and effective in jungle combat. It ultimately replaced older rifles and became the foundation of modern U.S. infantry weapons. M14 Rifle. Before the M16, American soldiers carried the M14 rifle. It fired a powerful 7.62mm cartridge and offered excellent accuracy at long range. However, its weight and strong recoil made it difficult to handle in dense jungle terrain. Automatic fire was nearly uncontrollable, and its length made movement through thick vegetation difficult. As a result, the M14 was gradually removed from frontline service, though it continued to be used by marksmen who valued its accuracy and stopping power. M60 Machine Gun. The M60 machine gun served as the backbone of American infantry firepower. Chambered in 7.62mm, it provided suppressive fire that allowed infantry units to maneuver under combat conditions. Though heavy and sometimes unreliable, the M60 delivered devastating firepower and was feared by opposing forces. Its distinctive sound became one of the defining audio signatures of the war. Despite its flaws, it remained a critical weapon throughout the conflict. M1911A1 Pistol. The M1911A1 pistol was the standard sidearm for U.S. forces in Vietnam. Chambered in .45 caliber, it was valued for its stopping power and reliability. Officers, pilots, and special forces commonly carried it as a last resort weapon. In close-quarters combat, the pistol proved effective and dependable, continuing a legacy that began decades earlier. Shotguns. Shotguns played an important role in Vietnam's close-range jungle combat. Weapons such as the Ithaca 37 were devastating at short distances and highly effective during ambushes and patrols. Shotguns were especially useful for clearing tunnels, bunkers, and dense vegetation. Their simplicity and raw power made them one of the most feared infantry weapons in the jungle. M79 and M203 Grenade Launchers. The M79 grenade launcher gave American infantry explosive firepower at the squad level. Its ability to deliver accurate explosive rounds made it invaluable against enemy positions and ambushes. Later in the war, the M203 grenade launcher was mounted beneath the M16 rifle, allowing soldiers to fire grenades without carrying a separate weapon. This greatly increased flexibility and effectiveness during combat operations. Claymore mines and hand grenades. Claymore mines were widely used for perimeter defense and ambushes. These directional mines fired a deadly spread of steel balls toward the enemy when detonated. Hand grenades were also standard equipment and were heavily used in jungle fighting, bunkers, and defensive positions. Together, these weapons provided infantry units with powerful close-range defensive options. Flamethrowers. Flamethrowers were used to clear enemy bunkers, tunnels, and fortified positions. They caused immense physical destruction and psychological fear. However, flamethrower operators were highly vulnerable and often targeted by enemy forces. Due to the danger and controversy surrounding their use, flamethrowers were eventually phased out of regular service. Sniper weapons. Snipers played a growing role during the Vietnam War. The Marine Corps used the M40 sniper rifle, which provided excellent accuracy and reliability. Snipers gathered intelligence, eliminated key targets, and disrupted enemy operations. Their success helped establish modern American sniper doctrine that continues today. M48 Patton Tank. The M48 Patton tank was the primary U.S. tank in Vietnam. While jungle terrain limited its mobility, the tank was highly effective in providing fire support and destroying enemy bunkers. Its presence also had a strong psychological impact. Though not designed for guerrilla warfare, the M48 remained an important battlefield asset. A-1 Huey helicopter. The UH-1 Huey helicopter became the symbol of the Vietnam War. It revolutionized warfare by allowing rapid troop movement, medical evacuation, and close air support. Armed versions carried machine guns and rockets, turning helicopters into flying gun platforms. The Huey transformed the battlefield and introduced a new era of air mobile warfare. AH-1 Cobra and miniguns. The AH-1 Cobra was the first purpose-built attack helicopter. Faster and more heavily armed than transport helicopters, it provided close air support and escort missions. Miniguns mounted on helicopters delivered overwhelming firepower, capable of saturating entire areas within seconds. These weapons gave U.S. forces unmatched aerial dominance. Artillery and bombing. Artillery played a constant role in Vietnam. Lightweight howitzers could be airlifted to remote firebases, providing rapid support. Strategic bombing campaigns using B-52 bombers dropped enormous amounts of explosives, aiming to destroy supply routes and enemy strongholds. These operations demonstrated the scale of American firepower. Napalm and Agent Orange. Napalm was used to burn jungle cover and enemy positions, causing widespread destruction and controversy. Agent Orange was sprayed to remove vegetation and expose enemy movement. While effective militarily, its long-term environmental and health effects created lasting tragedy. These weapons remain among the most controversial aspects of the war. The weapons used by the United States in the Vietnam War reflected both technological power and strategic limitation. Some were highly effective, while others failed to adapt to the realities of guerrilla warfare. Together, they tell the story of a conflict where firepower alone could not guarantee victory. The legacy of these weapons continues to shape military doctrine and historical debate to this day.